Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Counselor's Couch 101. I am Jim Stump. Thank you for your comments, and I appreciate your emails. If you'd like to send me your thoughts, your ideas, and suggestions, please email them over to counselorscouch101 at mail.com, just mail.com. I'm hoping this subject is going to be a little bit lighter than some of the other things I've been discussing of late. Um, every issue has a dark side. I'll admit that. No matter what it is, there's something that can be construed as being highly significant and something to think about and watch the behavior of someone because of it. Has to do with flirting with your therapist, right? I often wonder why women would do that, right? I'm working in a clinic, and there's nothing I can do for these ladies. We're not going to go out. We're not going to do anything in the room that we're in the counseling room. Nothing's going to happen that way. I'm not going to take them to dinner. I'm not going to lend them money. I can't write them a letter and get them out of a program or help them with their divorce or anything else. There's nothing I can do for them. So I wonder why flirting. And a couple of instances come up. Once again, I was in a clinic back in those days. We used to work in group settings, and that the clients would come through the front door, and we'd all see each other's clients walking up and down the halls. Now, the clinic had a lot of counselors in it, and a lot of them were ladies. And when they see particular women come in to have sessions with me, they would roll their eyes and smile and smirk and do this, that, and the other thing. Sometimes I'd hear a comment like, "Watch your step, Jim," things like that. And I just assumed they were just razzing me and that they didn't really expect anything was going to happen. And of course, it didn't, it wouldn't, it couldn't, right? However, one lady in particular, I remember, she always came in with a really tight sweater. Now, I don't know how to say something without being offensive, and I'm kind of a conservative guy, but she filled out her clothes really well. And she'd wear this sweater, and the top button of the sweater would be straining. It would be popping out of the buttonhole like that, right? And then she would fiddle with it, you know, do this, that, and the other thing. And one of my mentors said, a male mentor, he said, sometimes you should just go into that sort of a subject. Say, what's going on? Are you feeling sexy today? Is there something on your mind? Go straight into the subject. And that's always a good way to go. But in this particular circumstance, and given the items that we're talking about, I just sort of didn't want to go there, right? She was talking about having marital problems, and her husband apparently she assumed was having an affair with someone else, and that caused her to go out with some old boyfriend, and etc. And so there's a real mess in their marriage, and she was trying to figure all that out and figure out what she wanted to do next. So we're talking about those sorts of things, right? But she'd always come in with like a cashmere sweater or something really, really tight, and always the buttons would be fiddling and this sort of a thing. And I kept wondering, what could she possibly want, with this behavior? Did she just want me to acknowledge that she was attractive? She was quite attractive later, don't misunderstand. And yes, I'm attracted to females, folks. Let's not misinterpret that one either. Very attractive lady, filled out her blouses very well. And I wondered what it is she wanted from that. Was she just trying to rattle me? Because sometimes that's the case. They don't really want anything at all. They're just messing with the guy, right? Now, I've had other females come in. Obviously, they were flaunting sexuality, and that was probably just to annoy me or to get me to react in some way or another. And they would smile slyly and say something like, "What, me? I'm not doing anything." And I often wondered why they were pulling this stuff off. Now, if we were in a group meeting, I could understand it because the girls are flirting with every guy in the room. And if they hooked up with any one of them, both of them would be in trouble. I don't mean trouble with the agency or with whomever sent them or whatever. I'm saying they bring each other down because that's what that behavior leads to. So in a group setting, I could understand it. They're flirting to get attention from guys, whether they go out with them or not. They just want to feel attractive and feel that they can get that attention and that they are still somebody that men would want to spend time with, shall we say. So I can understand that. But why do women go into a private counseling room and behave in flirtatious ways? So today I'm asking some suggestions from all of you, male or female, but particularly the ladies. I would like to know what you think about that. Why would you flirt with your therapist? What was be the point of that? What would you be trying to accomplish? I think it would help me out a little bit to know what ladies are thinking on that subject. And any experiences you have that way. Were you ever attracted to someone of that sort? I remember a dear friend of mine. She told me a story. She said she was with her husband. They were at a VFW dinner night or something like that. And she said this guy walked through the door and she looked at him and then she leaned to her husband and said, "Keep me away from that guy," because she was very attracted to him, right? And she admitted it. I admired her greatly for telling her husband, right? She said, "Keep me away from him. I'm attracted to that." So I'm wondering if there's something going on of that sort that women are reacting to, and what would that be, and what would you expect of it? What could happen? What would you want to happen? What sort of daydream would go through your mind if you're flirting with your therapist? I would really like to hear from you, ladies. You got any ideas on this subject whatsoever? Thoughts, experiences, people you know who have taken up with therapists, anything like that? I can tell you some stories of ladies that I knew that did take up with their therapist. It always turned out badly. One lady married her therapist after a long time of being in counseling together. They waited appropriate amount of time because there's a law about that, and then they got married. Within 6 weeks, they were no longer living together, and she was filing for divorce. She said it was completely different than what she thought. All that experience that she had with him in the counseling room didn't seem to equate to a good relationship in a private life. So I'm just wondering, is there some sort of an idea a lady would have in her head that would cause her to flirt with a therapist? Is she hoping for something more? Or is it just sort of, like I say, it's a dream, it's not a reality? Is that what they're going for? Or they're just trying to rattle their therapist? But if there's nothing to be gained, you know, otherwise, why do that with your therapist? Ladies, if you can shed light on it, I'd really greatly appreciate it. Truly would. And if you don't mind me sharing some of the things that you let me know about, please give me permission to share your story. I'm not going to share names. I don't think that's a good idea. But if I can share your story or read an email that you send over, please let me know that it's all right with you. Otherwise, I can only speak in generalities with the information that you all send in. But I do appreciate your comments, so keep them coming. And thank you for stopping by. I'm really hoping to hear from you on this one, right? I look forward to talking with you next time.